All right, coffee in hand. It is Saturday morning. Ah, as Mr. Holster used to say, if that doesn't heat you up and cool you down at the same time. All right, we're gonna go ahead and kick the show off. I can't, it's crazy. I gotta always. It's like I guess because I'm so used to the way the show goes, and I'm used to the most of you that are always here with me. There's always that same group of people, and really, this in the end, that's why we do this. Is for the very select few that that are always here. I always read your comments. Always gotta. So I gotta remember to say this all the time. People click on the video and they don't know what we're doing, what this is all about. Maybe they stumble across the video, or maybe they subscribe to the channel because of some older archaic video we did, like 7, 8 years ago. And then now that we've changed the format and the way things go on the channel, they click on the latest video, which is this. Every Saturday morning we do a talk show. That's all this is. We just talk about stuff. There might be a topic that the title of the video or whatnot, and that topic doesn't come up till like much later or something like that, and it's really just for a brief moment that we touch on it, because they don't understand that really this show is about those people that are here all the time, and it's about your comments, it's about sharing information, and that's what it is. So anyhow, I forget, I guess, always to say that, and then obviously some of the comments that we don't read, it either may not pop up or whatever, or it's just completely a waste of time. All right, Warren Ness. It's always good to hear from my buddy Warren over there. All those people over there, I love it. I love hearing from you all the time. I hope everything is well over there. It says, "Hi, Batjack. Great to hear from you. I too taking care of my mom as well." Yes, I always felt like as a kid or a child or whatever, when your parents grow older, as it happens, it's like, even for me, I can't believe that it has happened. When I think about it, it's like my mom retiring. When did what? It happens. It does, and I feel like it's important to take over and now try to take care of them or provide them with something. So like I'm really happy that I'm able to take care of my mom, and provide her with stuff that makes her happy, So and now it's my turn, to pay it back. So anyway, on average, I work 11 hours a shift doing night security. Mostly rattling doors and windows. Take care. Have a great week. Wow. Yeah, that's it's cool because, like, you think about, I've done security jobs before briefly. They're neat, and then they're dangerous at the same time. Uh, but yeah, be safe. I hope nothing. You don't run into too much of turbulence in doing that. But please be safe, and you know. Maybe sometimes you're listening to the show or whatnot at one of those late nights, Warren. And if you are, this one is for you. Be safe. Cap says, I always like hearing from Cap. He's always here. Absolutely. Let's see a video on that beautiful Colt Trooper. If you didn't catch last week's show, we did. We talked about the Colt Trooper. This week we're going to talk about a not necessarily the actual one that I have out, but we're going to talk about the revolver that kind of took the place of what was my favorite revolver. Like, there was no question that was my favorite revolver. So, all right, this one here is from Aaron Buck. Trooper Mark III, TJ Hooker's gun. We need a video on that, so we'll have to. I'm not sure. Yeah, you'll probably have. We're working on it. I'm not sure during the production of now and what happens between the time you're seeing this. All right, I'm waiting for a 2-inch, 2.5 blue Python at 2. I got a set of Deer Hollow service panels for my 3-inch stainless Python after seeing your video. Perfect for that gun. Yeah, I mean, you know what? Deer Hollow grips are just the way to go. If you love the old school feel, I got a set of service grips on this one from Deer Hollow. It's the way to go. There's just no question about it for me. Uh, I love that he takes the detail, the time, the effort to make it period correct, exactly correct. In fact, this is one of those cases where the reproduction grips that he has done far exceeds the originals, and I can say that without any doubt. All right, Slim Fire, my man, Slim Fire, always good to hear from you. It's never a complete show without you, man. All right. Yes, this was an awesome video, JW, and thank you. Have a great weekend or week, Slim, and you as well. Led 8541, my buddy Led over there. Keep up those knife videos, my friend, and barbecue videos definitely are awesome. You know, that's one thing. Led has got one of those other channels, just like TAB videos. You never know what you're going to get. I love those channels that really mix it up, and you just, you get such a cool variety of, like, you never know what are they doing. I mean, Led could be doing some repair on a wall. Led could be pouring, doing some carpentry work. He could be at the range. He could be barbecuing. He could be telling you about knife videos or whatever. So really cool stuff. Love those kind of channels. They're really hidden gems out there. Another one off the top of my head is Real Cobra Burnout. Really awesome, dude. Boom. He knows what that means, and everybody watches his channel knows what that means. His Bud K unbagging videos, just super entertaining. Awesome stuff. Hopefully those will stay forever, because those are gold. Those videos are gold. All right. Keys Girl. All right. Nice Trooper. Looks super clean. The original stocks look brand new. Yeah, that was one thing that when I saw it, I've had it, like I said, I've had it for like a year. When I saw it, and I knew, I was like, yeah, it was a good price. It wasn't an awesome price. It wasn't a steal price. It wasn't like, I got to grab this before. No, it was priced decently. I knew I had to grab it because I've always kind of liked that look of it. And in a sense, that Trooper did replace my interest in a Model 19 4-inch, really. So that is why the Trooper is there. And I like it. It's really cool. All right. Crazy Scotsman. My buddy's Crazy Scotsman over there. I agree 100%. The Colt Trooper Mark III just has that old look. One that is on the list. Yeah, it does. It has that old school cop vibe, 70s kind of deal. Really neat. It does. In fact, the more I kind of messed with it, and I've always kind of never really been the biggest fan of old Colt revolvers, but that one is pretty beefed up, and it feels solid. So I'd have to say I've turned a new leaf with that one, and definitely with the new Pythons. All right. Jeffrey Richardson, yes, that was a great video. Thank you very much. You are very welcome, Jeffrey. Sean Lee, morning, y'all. I'm down for a standalone video on that Colt Trooper. You have my vote. Awesome. October is upon us. Time to bust out the Halloween type movies. Yes, absolutely. Those of you actually check the description if I can remember. Forgive me if I forget. It's not there. I do have a second channel. Not sure how many people know that. I have a second channel. I post randomly there. It's called Stranger Oddity Show. Some people know about it. Some people don't. It has changed names over time. Stranger Oddity Show has remained the same. It is mostly geared to my love for horror and a lot of horror movies and stuff like that, and movies in general. Also, a lot of weird, odd stuff in there too. That hence Stranger Oddities. All right. Definitely not. It's entirely really different from what we do here. I also used to do a daily vlog back in when I lived in Hawaii, my beautiful home, Hawaii, when it was actually fun to do and meaningful, and and that's why it was at that time it served such a great purpose to do a daily vlog, where the landscape and the nature and the way things were flowing in the island, it just out here it doesn't have it. So, all right. Here's hey, Mickey Mantle. Yes, awesome. Yes. Caps on for easy reading purpose. Yes, definitely for easier reading. Good morning, all. Love the Trooper. Agree. Classic Colt. I've never had the opportunity to buy one, or I would have. Been watching and listening. Just been laid back and commenting. Sorry, no problem. I'm just glad to hear you were still listening and tuning in, even if you don't comment. I always appreciate you tuning in and at least listening to the show. That definitely, because without you, we just don't have anything here. You know. P.S. 2-inch Smith & Wesson Model 10, definitely one of my favorites. Blessings all. Thank you. Yes, that is a cool one. It really is. All right. LV Bibby says, great video. Thanks. That Mark III is sexy. Full video, please. Yep. Dislike the lock on the Smiths. They only have a 686 plus with one. Really like the Model 10 and Model 19s without. Need to find the money for them, but that 2.5 blue Python looks amazing. Plus the Anaconda 45 Colt is epic. The Ruger 454 Cazul looks great. To so many great current revolvers, plus all the classics. My wallet just cries. B. Welser. Yeah, this is a great comment actually. Full of really cool stuff to talk about, and a lot of times I don't really go through the comments really beforehand. I have a moderator that also takes care of a lot of stuff and just says, hey, you know, this and that. Anyway, that there is a lot of cool stuff on there. Yeah, I mean, do I like the key lock? No. I mean, to beat a dead horse here, I don't like the key lock, but it's not gonna stop me from buying one of their revolver lineups that I really want. Hence, my Model 29-10. Bought it. It has a key lock. Yeah, okay. But it didn't stop me from buying it. That was my last purchase that I really made for myself, which was last year at Christmas. Really don't have a whole lot of interest in buying much of anything anymore. The 2.5-inch blue Python is the only thing that I can foresee on my radar that I would actually entertain buying. It just has not come up available. There is zero information on it. You know what? I also want to throw this out to Crazy Scotsman because he's actually in the business. Have you heard anything of it? Have you seen any availability on the 2.5 blued Python? I have not. Not that I'm like chomping at the bit to get it right now because I certainly don't have the money for it, and probably won't for a while. So, you know, and we're not talking about a cheap, you know, buy here. We're not talking about a $500 expenditure, and I'm not saying that that is cheap, but we're talking about this thing is like MSRP at $1,600. Okay, that is not chump change, at least not in my bank account. So yeah, there, you know, there is that. My buddy really wants an Anaconda in 45 Colt. I actually checked out. My other friend has an Anaconda in 44 Magnum, obviously the original one that came out. I flirted around with that thing when I first heard about it, but you know what? Once I handled his and everything, it is a massive revolver. It's I honestly, if you were to compare and tell me, hey, you want the Anaconda or Model 29, I'm going to stick with the Model 29. Not just because of Dirty Harry, which is a huge, like the Dirty Harry thing is like 90% of the reason why I like that thing. It's because it is a little bit more of a slimmer, sleeker revolver in comparison to the Anaconda. So, yeah, and I mean, when you're saying that, wow, you're talking about the Model 29 being small because it's a massive revolver in itself. The Model 10 and Model 19 no key lock that Smith recently dropped. That Model 10 with the 4-inch with that nice half moon pencil barrel, beautiful smooth wood grips from Tyler Gunworks. That thing is awesome. Trust me, I've been tempted too. I want it. If I had the money, yeah, I'd probably get that and the Model 19, the 4-inch, just because the new ones. I know. I'm a fan of the new stuff that they came out with. I love the fact that they're reproducing these classics because I can take them, run them at the range, not worry about destroying history. I can run 357 Magnum out of that Model 19, and I know that they've done some workings and research and made it better in certain ways to handle the steadier diet of 357. I'm not saying I'm going to go to the range and shoot case after case of Federal Red Box 357, but I do want to be able to load my moderate 357s and run it. And if I want to use like H110 and shoot like a half a box of that stuff, I can. So really cool comment. Again, you know, the blue Python, that 2-inch, you know, 2.5, whatever. I'd be tempted to see when it comes around on the market if it does. But then again, I know I personally have not seen, even though I've heard they're allocated, which meaning from the distributors they were available. They're just on a wait list. The 3-inch and the 5-inch. So I don't know. I've been out of the loop, so I don't really pay attention to it too much. You know, so DB says top of the morning, and somebody else again. They I guess they weren't happy that we didn't talk about the main piece of the whatever on the table until like much later in the show. All right. Also, if you were wondering about this framing hammer, why we brought it out, it's a stiletto titanium 14-ounce framing hammer. I don't know. I'm not sure if I've ever talked about this. Much before I got into back when I was working in the firearms business, I was actually a carpenter's assistant. Did a lot of framing jobs, construction jobs, and everything like that. One of the last ones I did was with a buddy of mine, and he turned me on to these. And I actually been doing a lot of work around on a backyard of my place. So I went ahead and bought one. And if you want to know the backstory to that, and it's a story about friendship, again, check out my other channel. I actually just posted a video on that. So, all right. The main topic, of course, here that we're going to talk about is the revolver that replaced my favorite revolver. To many that have been with me and stayed with the channel for a long time, they know my favorite revolver was the Model 29 6.5 Smith & Wesson. What is the baby that stole its ground? The 6-inch blued Python. The new blued Python. Okay, I had the old ones. As much as I'm a collector and a fan of the vintage stuff, I was never a fan of the older Colts, the older Colt revolvers. Never was too much of a fan. I had the Detective Special, and that was mainly because of its aesthetics. Nothing really to do with shootability. Any of those snubbies. I mean, I don't know how many people ever shot a Detective Special, but it sucks. Big time. It hurts in the hand. I couldn't hit the broadside on a barn, so totally just terrible in that matter, my opinion, for me. Then again, you get people like Greg over at Lion Quest Fitness that can hit everything with a snub. So, anyway, yeah, the new Pythons definitely that replaced it. Can you believe that? My new blued 2020 Python 6-inch barrel stole the grounds of that Model 29 being my favorite revolver. It did, because now my favorite revolver now is the new blued Python 6-inch. I have here my 2.5 Python stainless. This is one that I've got that is because I shouldn't even say collection anymore because I really don't have much of a collection. This is one that's stuck around. I did a video on the snubbies not too long ago, a couple shows back or something like that. The reason I did that is because I sold pretty much got rid of the snub collection. I kept a couple, and this is one of them that I kept that I didn't sell off because it's a new one. This is a new Python. This is the new one. There's a video of this close up on the channel, so those that are complaining that we didn't show it in great detail, there is a standalone video on it. You can look it up. It's not the videos like that we don't do a whole lot more much of anymore. I did replace the stocks on it. I'm rocking the Deer Hollow one, service grips on it. So the video that you see in the standalone video with this close up is the original stocks that it came with. Nothing wrong with them. I'm glad that they're still offering the wood stocks, but they are production run of the mill stocks that are out there. They're a little bit thin. That's my only gripe with them. They're the same company that makes them for the modern Smith and Wesson revolvers. The one that came on my Model 29, trust me, I wanted to like it. I wanted to keep them on it, but it hurt too darn much on it because they were too thin to shoot magnums. I swear, whenever I hear somebody that tells me, and I'm not much of a person that likes the when it comes to grips, I'm really just like, this is, to me, yeah, this style is probably not the best for this, but it's what I like. And Deer Hollow did it to the T. The old school checkered service model grips. Why do I like it? Because it's OG, man. It's the original. That's the way they look. It makes it look good. So I'm really big on aesthetics and the throwback as close as it can be to what it used to look like. So that's what's cool about this. It's a modern take and a modern technology built on something that's old school without deviating the lines and the looks of the thing. That's what I like. And Deer Hollow, again, I can't speak enough about that. That guy's done a bang up job on those. But okay, when I'm talking about those grips, they're too thin. They don't have enough real estate in the hand. It's painful to shoot. And I still kept them. I kept them in the box. I'm not going to get rid of them, but I did change them out to some Thailand manufactured ones that are more like the old school Smith grips. But yeah, I always found it funny. It's like some people are saying that it's like I have small hands, and to me, like for instance, the Beretta 92 feels great. I think that's one of the nicest feeling pistols in the hand. To me, it's like, God, this thing it fits and feels wonderful. It feels better than a 1911 to me. And I love the 1911. But yeah, it always kind of like, I don't know, like you get the people that are just obsessed with like that doesn't feel whatever. They're just going through like all these things, changing this sights and whatever. Here's best advice on that. Instead of doing all that, buy a case of ammo and burn it up. Wear that barrel out. That's your best advice. So, no matter what, always remember, you're never going to buy something that you're going to be able to take it, go to the range, and go like this. Okay? And hit the target. It takes practice, skill, develop the skill, hone the skill by pulling the trigger and shooting at the range instead of wasting your money on all this other accessories trying to buy your way into it. It's not going to happen. We've talked about that before. But anyhow, yeah, this one here, this particular one, I brought it out because it's a stainless snubby that it's such a pretty revolver, and I don't shoot it as much, but I have shot it quite a bit. Not like a lot, but yeah. But anyway, but I just, it's just gorgeous. I intend to keep it, even if by some financial miracle I end up with a blued one, and I run into it, I would still keep this because they would be really cool side by side. Because if you recall, Colt has the the Snake Eyes one that's out there, so that's really cool. And it's a stainless and a blued one. And obviously it's a polished. This one's a polished stainless. So, and that's what I like. I'm not a big fan of stainless stuff. I know if you are, that's great. More power to you. Run the walk. For me, stainless has to be polished. If I get into stainless, I like it polished. I don't like matte stainless or bead blasted stainless. Just my preference. Don't like the look of it. If I'm gonna have one, it's got to be polished and beautiful because I like the shiny. So anyway, thanks for tuning into the show. Appreciate it. Appreciate everybody coming around and chatting around. Again, before I go, I just wanted to reiterate, this show is for you. I do this for you, the people that are still here right now listening to the show. This is why I do this. I don't do it for any other reason. I enjoy connecting with you. I enjoy reading your comments. I enjoy sharing information out there. Anything new that's happening and going on during the week, I love sharing it. I love sharing the information with one another. Like, you know, it always goes back to this. Somebody had mentioned Renaissance wax, so we brought it out. I bought a can of it. It's not cheap, but I bought some, used it, tested it. Hey, it's actually pretty cool stuff. People, you know, it's like sharing information. I like Ballistol. That's pretty much what I use. I got Ballistol thanks to Bob Hartman. He's a subscriber. I don't know what happened to him. I really wish he was in good health, and I hope he's still around. He bought a couple pairs of my grips. This was years ago. And he was the person that sent me my very first bottle of this stuff on the island because I couldn't get it. He took liberty and sent it to me. And ever since then, I've used nothing but Ballistol. I've used stuff on the slide frames on my automatics. Let me see if I can get this without spilling this all over the place. For lubrication, grease-wise, for the slide the frames on my 1911s, I have been running the Wilson Combat Ultima Lube just to try it because I figured, you know, this is a company, a person founded on using 1911s, and figured he might know a little bit more than definitely I do or the run-of-the-mill people. So I tried it, and I've been liking it. Yeah, this is the universal. I also have the light and the grease, depending on the weather and what the weather's like. So usually use the lighter stuff in the colder weather. But some people have said they've been straight up using the light oil. But I've been trying it. A bottle like this lasts you forever. If you've gone through this in a matter of like a few months or something, you're putting way too much of this on things. I just use it as a lubricant, really, seriously. That's it. That's the only deviation to stuff I've used. I've tried other solvents. I'm really leery of harsh solvents. I tried that Montana Extreme Lead Buster, whatever it was called. Good stuff, works pretty good for cleaning the internals of the barrel. I still have some of that. I use it very seldomly because I don't like, again, harsh stuff. I try to wear gloves if I'm going to mess with that stuff, and definitely do it outside, ventilated area. Don't want to be inside. Case lube. I usually make my own. This is just a Tiger Balm jar that I use to pour it into. But inside of it is my own case lube that I made with this is a beeswax and Ballistol mixture. I dyed it red, so I actually, you know, can see it a little bit, or I forget, you know, but you don't need to. But I just put a little bit on my fingers and rub it through the brass, especially if I'm loading, which is very seldom now. I sadly haven't done anything with firearms or loading or anything like that for a long time. But that's what I do. Or I would take Ballistol literally and rub it on my hands and really lightly and massage a grocery bag full of brass and then run it that. Done that for a long time. I'm not a fan. I'm going to tell you, I'm not a fan of the Dillon Precision case lube, which is lanolin and alcohol. Not a fan of that stuff. Used it, made stuff like it. You know, bought the Dillon stuff, used it a lot. It stinks, and it puts a gummy substance all over your brass, all over your dyes. And in the end, over the course of time of using it, I found it gummed everything up and turned everything really sticky. And don't like it. Commercial case lube on the market, Hornady One Shot. Best stuff I've used. If you're going to use straight up, just if you're going to buy some stuff, that's the stuff to use. All these other things I mentioned about you rubbing ballast on my hands and everything like that, be careful. Don't get oil inside the case. Common sense stuff. But this is actually, you know what, having this on hand is a big help, especially if you're doing a lot of stuff. So anyway, like that is the kind of stuff that I like sharing with you and sharing in this channel. That's what the show is about. That's what I really enjoy doing the show. So there you have it. And again, you know, thank you, because everybody that is right now still here listening to me ramble on about this stuff, this is why we do it. That's it. You're the only reason we do it. Without you, I'm not going to do this anymore. So anyway, thank you. Appreciate it. Appreciate your kind comments, your support, positivity, because I think also that is really important to keep the positivity rolling, because it's easy to dwell on negativity. It's easy to throw out negative, you know, stuff out there and everything like that. Just there's enough of that in the world, enough hatred and you know bad vibes. I'm from the island, man. Everything is like smooth sailing, surfing the waves, chilling every day, laid back. Go down to the beach, hang out at the banyans on Elite Drive, and just cruise it, bro. Just chill.